Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate power of my artificial intelligence. Now, what I'm going to do is show you some basic mi- in- artificial intelligence type features that are available in Microsoft MS Word, which is the Microsoft Dictate. And then we have Microsoft Word Read Aloud feature. And then what I want to show you is really the capabilities of Microsoft Copilot as a programmer. This section, what I'm going to do, I will challenge Microsoft Copilot to write me a VBA program that will update data in an MS Access database. And then it will update some documents in a directory based on the data in the table. So let me just try to kind of go through the first basic functionality of artificial intelligence. Now, many of you may be already using it. I just want to highlight what it is. So in Microsoft Word, there is the capability under the home menu called Dictate. What basically this does is when you speak to Microsoft Word, it writes it for you, types it for you, right? So I'll show you here. Let's turn it on, right? It's here, and you can just press this button to start dictating, and I will show you how it works. Oh, this is Bashir Ahmed showing how Microsoft Dictate functionality works, period. When I paused and I said period, I kind of paused for a little bit and it kind of made uh, enter the period in here. However, how do you differentiate between a period that is a period in a document versus a time period? So if I continue to speak, after the word period, it's not going to put it as a period. It's going to write it as the English word period. So let's try it. Periods of artificial intelligence, has begun many years ago. This was in 1950s when there were very smart people who wrote artificial intelligence algorithm. They had a vision, but they realized that we didn't have the computing power. That's why you haven't heard about them for many, many years. Only recently, when the power of artificial intelligence has become a reality, because we have so many powerful computers that can execute those algorithms. Period. Next line. I said it really didn't write the word next line. It understood that I wanted to go to the next line. So let's continue. Here are some of the implementation of artificial intelligence. One of the most pronounced or known capability of artificial intelligence is the chatbot. So Microsoft Copilot, OpenAI chatbot, Google Bard, these are some of the artificial intelligence capabilities implemented. And there are many others. Like for this dictate capability, it is pretty good, period. Next line. So you can see it understands next line, period, etc., etc. Right? I'm going to do something here. Let's see, can it keep up with me if I start speaking really fast or I speak in a funny accent? So let's do it. Oh yeah, this is me, Bashir. What am I doing? I'm trying to figure out, how to use artificial intelligence in my advantage. If I cannot use it in my advantage, then artificial intelligence might take me or make me obsolete. Is that really true? I don't think so. Yeah, 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 yeah. So you can see that you can see, even though I was kind of goofing around, I'm going really fast. It pretty much wrote what I was saying. So that's basically dictate. Now, hey, everybody has their use case, so you can probably find a use case where you can use this dictate capability. Now, with dictate comes the system, which is the read aloud. So you wrote the document, you know, Now you don't want to read it. You want Microsoft Access Word to read it to you. So just you can press this read aloud, which comes under the review menu, and you will see what happens. Let's press it.
This is Bashir Ahmed showing how Microsoft Dictate functionality works. The periods of artificial intelligence has begun many years ago. This was in 1950s when there are very smart people who wrote artificial intelligence algorithm. They had a vision, but they realized that we didn't have the computing power. That's why you haven't heard about them for many years, only recently, when the power of artificial intelligence has become a reality because we have so many powerful computers that can execute those algorithms. So that some of the implementation of artificial intelligence, one of the most pronounced or known capability of artificial intelligence is the chat bot. So Microsoft Copilot, OpenAI chatbot, Google Board, these are some of the artificial intelligence are capabilities implemented, and there are many others like for this dictate capability, it is pretty good. So you can see it understands, etc., right? I'm gonna do something here. Let's see, can it keep up with me if I start speaking really fast or I speak in a funny accent? So let's do it. Oh yeah, this is me, Bashir. What am I doing? I'm trying to figure out how to use artificial intelligence in my advantage. If I cannot use it in my advantage, then artificial intelligence might take me or make me obsolete. Is that really true? I don't think so. Yeah, okay, so you can see that even though
All right, so you can see that even the read aloud capability works really well. So again, you have to find your own use case when you are going to use this capability. So what I just showed you, first the dictate capability in Microsoft Word, and then Microsoft Read Aloud functionality. Now let's get to the fun part of it, the Microsoft Copilot's capabilities. As a programmer, human programmers can write program, but can a chatbot write program? You probably have been hearing about this, but I'm going to walk you through some real scenarios. What is the scenario? Here I have a database, a Microsoft Access database. In the database, it's a country list. All the countries are here and the continent, and I have this column with the country IDs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete these country IDs. Let's just delete all these country IDs here. And I want the program, I want to write a program in, let me just delete them first up to, let's say, 12 or 13. I just deleted this IDs from here. What I want to do, program to read through this database table, tell me which country I have in this table. That's the first task. Second task would be read through this table and create IDs for each of these record that it finds in a sequential order. Basically, give me all the IDs, right? So, and then I will do the third problem that I will give is once it read through all of these countries, we have a folder in my computer. I have some files that kind of correspond to, so I have some files. Afghanistan here is an Afghanistan country. What I have to do, I wanted to read this table. When it finds Afghanistan in the file name, I want it to put 1_Afghanistan. If it is Albania, it's going to do 2_Albania. Rename these files. So this is a pretty complex task, right? So this is basically the challenge that we're going to do. We're going to ask Copilot to read the table, show me the countries, update, create sequential IDs for me, and then third ask would be to read the directory. When it finds the match, it's going to rename the file. Sounds good? All right, let's keep going. So here is what I did. Let's just minimize this to get there. I went to Microsoft Copilot, which you can access from copilot.microsoft.com. You need to pay $20 a month if you really want to use it for a lot of this purpose that I am doing. right? So I went to Copilot, right, and asked Copilot basically, I need a VBA program that I can run from an MS Access database, which will read a table called country list, sort the table by a field called country, and display the name of the country for each record. Can you please write this program? So very basic. Within a second, Microsoft Copilot came back and say, yeah, sure, I can help you with this. Here is a sample VBA code that should do what you are asking for. And you can copy the code and use it. So you can see this is the program, right? So what I did, I went to my database, and as a programmer, I um, copy pasted the program in Visual Basic for Applications Editor, right? And I said I will see if it works or not. So I've made no change whatsoever. This is the program written by Microsoft Copilot. And if I run this program, I'm going to put a little debugger in here. So I'm going to put this in debug mode. This is when you put this in a debug mode. Means this program, when it runs, it's going to stop right here when it's going through this loop, right? So what it's going to show me is that once it's going to read this table and print out each of this country in the debug window. And let me open the debug window, which is immediate window right here. I can show, let me clear this first. This is from my previous run, right? So let's do it. Let's run this program. Expectation is it's going to stop right here. You can see it read the Afghanistan. If I click again, next loop, Albania, next loop, Algeria. So you can see it, right? I don't want to go on at a time. Let me just take the debugger off and run it. It's going to go to all the record, and you can see it just read through all the record and printed them out. Right? Pretty good. No change whatsoever. The program worked without any modification. Then my next challenge. I said, okay, that's great, right? Here I'm saying, can you, actually I made a spelling mistake. I didn't say can you, I said can you, but the Copilot didn't mind. Can you update the program so that instead of displaying the message, it will update a column called country ID by an incremental sequential number, right? Sure, I can help you modify the program to update the country ID field with an incremental sequential number. Here is the updated program. Now this program here, again, you can copy it, so which I did. I copied the program and I have created a sub here. No change whatsoever by me. It just copy paste from Copilot right here, this program. What this is going to do, it is going to basically when I run it, expectation would be this is going to create ID for each of this country. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, right? So watch what happens. I'm going to run this program. Again, I'm putting a debugger in here just to be able to pause the program while it's running. So let's see. So it did the first country. You can see the ID number is 1. And then if I press again, next to be um, Albania, I can refresh it because it doesn't automatically refresh, right? And you'll go through all of this record. And I'm just going to take the debugger off so I can run the program start to finish. Here, done. You can see all the IDs have been created in here. Pretty cool, isn't it? So Copilot 2 for 2. Okay, let's make it a little bit more difficult, which means I want it to read this table, and here is my folder. I have a folder with some files in it with the country names. What I want it to do, I want to read this table, take the value from here. When it find a match, it's going to update this, uh, file names. 1 underscore Afghanistan, 2 underscore Albania, just with this sequential number. So in order to ask this question, what I did, I went to Copilot. I basically said, hey, Copilot, that's brilliant. You seem to be very smart. Let's see how smart you are. I'm going to make this a little more difficult. For the last table, remember, I said for the last table, it remembers what I'm talking to, in the previous dialogue. Write me a program that will read the table record by record. While processing each record, you will open a directory where I have many MS Word documents that ends with docx extension. Actually, I'm gonna just gonna go here and modify it here. So I actually did that for in this case. I said that you're gonna read a directory located in and give the directory name where I have many MS Word documents that end with the docx extension. You will read the directory, check the file name, and if the file name contains the country value, you will update the Word file name as follows. Append the country ID plus an underscore plus the original file name. So a file that was originally albania.docx will become 2_albania.docx if the country of Albania, if the country ID of Albania is 2. Can you write a program to do this? Right? This is a pretty complex task. It's not very simple. Guess what happened? Here, it wrote in a second, this program. It says, here is the program, you know. So including my path that I gave. So it really understood me. It's like almost I'm talking to a person. So I took this program here and update file name. This is the program that Copilot wrote. Here is my directory that I want the program to update. And here is my database table. So now you can see the data. I'm going to show you live what's happening. What is going to happen if I close this immediate window? When I run this program, what it's going to do, I haven't made any change to this. It's all Copilot written program. When I run this program, what it's going to do, it's going to read this table. For each record, it is going to open this directory here. It is going to open this directory, that I have here, right here, and read these file names. If I find Afghanistan, it's going to make it 1_Afghanistan, Albania 2_Albania, right? So watch what happens. I'm going to run it again, running in a debugging mode, so I can pause the program. So here it is, right? So if you look at it, you can see Afghanistan has been changed to 1_Afghanistan. If I do again, so 2 Afghanistan, Albania, 3 Algeria, it's going to do it. It's doing it, right? So I'm just going to stop the debugger and run the whole thing. And see how quickly it renamed all the files. 10 files in here. It did it in a split second. So you can see the power. Power is tremendous. All these, I basically made the ask more difficult as I was talking to Copilot. First, reading the table, show me the data. Second, creating ID for me. And then third, taking the content and updating file in the file system, some file names. So this is powerful stuff, and I'm really super excited about it, what it can do. So should you be. So just to recap, what I showed you here is the capabilities of Microsoft Word Dictate, the and the capabilities of Microsoft Word Read Aloud, which is right here, Read Aloud, right there. If you press it again,
Demonstrating the power of artificial intelligence. Microsoft MS Word Dictate.
So yeah, you can see dictate works. And then the third thing that I showed you is how you can use Microsoft Copilot to write a program for you. Um, it's not only that VBA program the Copilot can write. It can write program in Python, C Sharp, C++, Java, JavaScript, any programming language that you know. So I am excited about it. I hope you are as well. I'm a programmer, so there is a lot of discussion in the artificial intelligence community and out there in the world that AI is going to make human obsolete or completely take away jobs. If you are a programmer, I don't think that you should be taking an approach that it's going to take my job. You should really use AI in your advantage. So um, take advantage of it. Learn how artificial intelligence works, what it can do for you, and use it in your own advantage. Hopefully, you learn something from this video and you can use it if you're a programmer to make yourself more efficient. If you are doing other stuff, actually, the good news is nowadays is that even if you have a concept of programming, you don't even have to be a programmer. You can just go to a chatbot like Copilot or OpenAI chatbot or Google Bard, ask them to write your program for you, and it can really write a good program and solve your, um, let's call it the immediate needs pretty quickly. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching.